And I don't know what the IMF criteria has been. I don't think your classification in the second bouquet is right. It's actually in the first. The so-called geopolitical edge that you are probably hinting at is not there.
Talk about, from your global perspective, how is power changing around the world with AI?
Oh, definitely it is. When we look around the world and we see what is injecting resilience and strength in the world economy, AI definitely is a factor, and so is the advancement of private activity over the last decades, the state moving out of the economy, letting private business do its part. And those two things work extremely well. So we created the index of preparedness to see how well are different countries ready for AI. I would put them in three categories. Those who make it happen, those who watch it happen, and those who are saying, what the heck is happening? And actually, on a serious note, we look at four things. We look at physical infrastructure, we look at labor, skills, capabilities, we look at diffusion. AI may be happening, but if it is not changing the economy, it's not so relevant. And then we look at regulation and ethics. And then we rank countries. Not surprisingly, we have at the top a very small group of countries. Now, in the current environment, probably would be interesting to recognize that the United States, Denmark, and Singapore are the top three. And of course, China is with a very potent capabilities, but China is so big that you can't get that high in this ranking. Not surprisingly, we have many emerging market economies with comparative strength. Saudi Arabia would be one of them. Actually, India would be one of them because of the bet on IT that India is making that are in the higher spectrum. But low-income countries and a very big number of mid-sized, middle-income countries are way, way behind. And they're behind on all four. So the world as a whole is already experiencing the arrival of AI. But I do worry about the accordion of opportunities that are much more present in some places than in others. And then we look at the impact on labor market. It is quite dramatic. We calculate that on average, 40% of jobs are touched by AI, either enhanced or scrapped or changed quite significantly without implications for better pay. In advanced economies, this is 60%. In low-income countries, 25, 26%. Again, accordion of impact. Now, my main message here is the following. This is a tsunami hitting the labor market. And even in the best prepared countries, I don't think we are prepared enough. And if you allow me to add one point.
It's just going to take away from your time later, Kristalina, but that's okay.
Oh, I know you. You are like an accountant. You hold this to account. And I'll give you, 2 minutes from the next one.
Okay.
So what I want to say is that we did something very interesting. We said, okay, how much are actually jobs changing, really? And what we found out that in advanced economies, in the United States, for example, you read advertisements, and 1 in 10 would have a new skill that didn't exist before, at least one new skill, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. And then these guys would get better pay. So what is the impact? The impact is they have more money in their pockets, They go to restaurants more, to movies more. So demand for low-skilled labor in services goes up. And in fact, who is squeezed? These poor guys in the middle, in the jobs that are not enhanced or imposed more. And the other category of people really, really affected young people who go for their first job.
So, Ashwini, incredible talent base, fastest growing major economy in the world, an AI player, but clearly in the second grouping that Kristalina is talking about, have to think about alignments with the United States or China to a degree, but how much do you have to think about that as a country like India? How much can you chart your own course irrespective of what the Americans and Chinese are doing?
Actually, clearly in the first group, and the reason for that is there are 5 layers in the AI architecture. The application layer, the model layer, the chip layer, the infra layer, and the energy layer. We are working on all the 5 layers, making very good progress in all the 5 layers. On the application layer, we will probably be the biggest supplier of services to the world. Go to an enterprise, understand the business of enterprise, understand the working of that enterprise, and provide that service using AI applications. That's going to be the biggest factor of success or successful deployment of AI, because that's where ROI comes from. ROI doesn't come from creating a very large model. 95% of the work can happen with models which are 20 billion or 50 billion parameters. We are creating a bouquet of such models. We already have. We already have a bouquet of such models which are now being deployed in multiple sectors to increase the productivity, to increase the efficiency, to increase the effective use of technology. So our focus is very much on making sure that AI diffusion happens in a very big way. And I don't know what the IMF criteria has been, but Stanford places India as third in terms of AI penetration, in terms of AI preparedness, and in terms of AI talent. All the 3, actually on AI talent it is number 2. So I don't think your classification in the second bouquet is right. It's actually in the first.
So, talk about in India in an environment where the AI shifts in geopolitics are happening so quickly. Again, this was a conversation that didn't even exist at the World Economic Forum 5 years ago. And you now have radically different capabilities in different countries around the world. India has become a geopolitical player in its own right in the last 10 years. Didn't even want to play geopolitics before Modi came in. How does AI play into that capacity around the world, into what India wants to be on the global stage?
Listen, if you look at the way AI is shaping geopolitics, what can a country which has a very large model, let's say, without taking any names, can it switch off that model? Fair, switch it off. What will happen to a country like India? We have our own bouquet of models which can be used for 95% of the work that we require to do. So, does creating a large model give you a geopolitical power? I don't think so. It might actually be causing certain conditions where the people who are creating those large models might go bust in the coming years. You never know. They might go bankrupt in the coming years. The situation is, we have to understand the economics of this new, I call it 5th industrial revolution. We must see the economics of the 5th industrial revolution. The economics of this 5th industrial revolution is going to come from ROI. ROI is going to come from deploying the lowest cost solution to get the highest possible return. If you have a 50 billion parameter model, you can deploy it using 1 GPU. And if you have a 30 billion parameter model, which is absolutely good for 80% of your work, you don't even require a GPU. Where is the geopolitical thing in that? You have a large number of CPUs working in the entire world, and people are coming with custom silicon from amazing number of companies and countries where you wouldn't require to be dependent on any particular country. So that the so-called geopolitical edge that you are probably hinting at is not there.